Let's turn to the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line and find one of the best tight ends in the National Football League, entering his 5th year out of Oklahoma. Joining us here is a Pro Bowler and I guess a roommate of mine and my wife's, Susie, for the NFL Honors. Good to chat once again with Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Rich, I'm doing great. It's good to talk with you again.
I know. We were sitting right next to you, you and your mom and me and Suze, taking in the NFL Honors that night. I haven't spoken to you since then.
Yeah, we had a great time. That was a good performance.
Yeah, what by me? Is that what you're saying, or you're talking about the host? Okay.
Yeah, the host was good. You were good. You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Mark. I'm very fragile. I need that sort of support. So, how'd you enjoy the evening? I mean, seriously, what'd you think of that night back in LA?
No, it's just a cool experience. Just being around all those guys, all those people. A lot of those guys I haven't really seen in that setting or at all. So. Just being able to be there, be around, and get to meet those type of people, it was really, really fun.
Sitting right behind Josh Allen, but you're big enough to be able to see over him, I imagine, right, Mark? Do you have any no sightline issues, right, for you that night?
No sight issues. We're a little bit above him, but he's a big dude.
He is that, but you are too, man. So let's just jump right into this Ravens offense and how things are looking in training camp and preseason. Walk me through it, Mark. How are things looking in year 5 for you and the Ravens offense?
It's going really, really well. I think for us we had good OTAs, period, but we had a good training camp and kind of finishing up our last padded practice of camp, today. But we have a lot of guys that are making big time plays. We're extremely focused. We're going to be a disciplined team, and I just can't wait. Like I said, it's 9/11. Against the Jets, we're going to be ready to go. We're going to be excited about that. It's going to be, obviously a humbling time to be able to play there in New York, on that date. So we're going to come and play with passion. So the offense has J.K. Dobbins back in it. How does he look? He looks good, man. He's worked extremely hard just getting himself back in the rhythm, and just seeing him back out there the few practices, and every time he's touching the football, every time he's back out there, every practice, he's just getting that much better, that much more fluent and comfortable. So I'm excited to see where he can get.
Well, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Mark, you were kind enough to call into this program 1 year ago. I think it was the day after he and Gus Edwards went down in the same practice, and you walked us through how the team was feeling, and you were very open about that. I'm wondering how it must feel for you to see him out there a year later, seeming ready to go in week 1, Mark.
Yeah, like you said, man, it was tough, both those guys going down, but we know the type of player that he is and what he can do for our team, and the type of element that he brings when he touches, the field and he's on the field. So I think everybody's super excited about that. For us, we got to be able to get our run game going. We've got a lot of things with, Lamar throwing the ball, but it really happens when we're able to run the ball. That's when our offense is most dangerous.
And then Isaiah Likely, the kid from Maryland, has had a terrific preseason. He's in the tight end room with you. What can you tell me about him and the role he's going to play alongside you this season?
Man, he's just an incredible football player. Doesn't play like a rookie. He's well before his years. He's just very, very polished. He's got a football mind, and you don't see that a lot with rookies. So he's going to make big-time plays for us this year. All year long, he's going to be in there, and I'm excited to see him grow. But he's a really, really good player. He's going to be on the field a lot and making big plays for us.
And then, so are you guys the big play guys? With all due respect to your wide receiver room, they're not getting a lot of respect nationally. So, what do you think of that statement there?
That's not fair. I'm excited. Like I said, we're almost here. The season is almost here, and we're going to show the world, what we have to offer. And those guys in the receiving room have also worked extremely hard, and they've made a bunch of plays in this training camp, and Lamar's feeding them. And so, I think time will tell, and those guys are going to prove everybody wrong.
Mark Andrews, all-pro tight end of the Baltimore Ravens, here on the Rich Eisen Show, 12 days before the Ravens go up to New York and play the Jets to open the season in 2022. So let's get to Lamar Jackson. To use the Tom Brady phrase from this past weekend, Lamar is 25 and has a lot of S going on. So when he's out there, is there any point in time where he's brought up his contract in those talks, or you to him, or anybody that's been around you to him at all, Mark?
No. He's just Lamar is such a low key fun going guy. He's not over here in the locker room, talking about his business or what's going on and this or that. So, he has fun with life, and he gets a lot of flack for just being him. But honest to God, he's just a good dude, good person, great teammate, and everybody over here loves him. So I wish everybody around the world could kind of see that and see how he is. But he doesn't talk about his contract. He's about his business. He's very professional about it.
And I understand that. But, he's a human being. And I'll just give him my 2 cents. I mean, I have an agent. And whenever there's a negotiation and I hear something back through my agent from management that doesn't make me very happy, I do have to swallow things and go on the air and just be the same person and not let anybody know that. But deep down, it definitely rattles your cage a little bit. He's his own agent. So there's been no sense at all that, he's come from DaCosta's office or from whoever's office and the same guy, nothing at all, zero change, Mark?
Yeah. I mean, I think that they've been, kind of open about, they've talked and been here, and, obviously had talks with that stuff. But, me personally, I don't know, exactly what what their deal is, with a player being their own agent. That's kind of one of those new things. So, I'm excited for him. I hope he gets that deal done. Because that's my quarterback. I love playing with him. He's a special player. He makes everybody over here better. And the whole team kind of, rallies around him. So we go how he goes. So I'm excited for him to be able to get that done hopefully soon.
So how has he changed as a quarterback since you broke in together, Mark? How has he changed?
Well, I think the more years you kind of accumulate, you get better and better. You kind of see the game a little bit different. You learn more, but he's matured. He's become an overall all around quarterback, commanding the huddle, seeing throws, everything. So I think, but that's natural for anybody. And he's already had such a high ceiling, and he's just continuing to get better, and he's extremely hungry. He took this time this off season to focus up, have a quarterback throwing coach. Not that he needed it, but he's extremely hungry, and he wants to win, and that's really all that matters to him. And so it's very evident, for him, for us, what we're all about.
And how has Harbaugh changed in any way, shape, or form since you've come in? Has he changed at all? Because again, what a maneuver to switch offenses midstream and make this Lamar's team, and now have Lamar enter year 5 under whatever circumstances are happening, and him being able to just roll with it with Lamar. What about the coach Harbaugh from your perspective, Mark?
Yeah, for me, I've always seen Coach Harbaugh as a steady person. He's a guy that preaches all the right values. He's a leader of men, and every team meeting, he's instilling the good values that we should all, take with us each and every day. So, I love Coach Harbaugh. I love being able to play for him. And so I don't know if he's changed too much, but, he's an extremely understanding person. He's able to see the big picture most of the times. He'll probably laugh at that, but
why would he laugh at that? Why would he laugh at that?
Just like everybody else, man. We being a head coach is not the easiest jobs in the world, So there's a lot to worry about. There's a lot of things you got to think about, and so that's one of those deals.
Mark Andrews here on the Rich Eisen Show. And how ready to roll do you think Kyle Hamilton is? I chatted with him a couple of times, pre-draft, post-draft, and the concept around the combine of him as a top 3 pick was being bandied about, and he wound up going to you guys middle of the first round. How ready does he look to you, Mark Andrews? I think he's
going to be special. He's got kind of Isaiah, just a little bit different in different worlds, but he's got a real good football sense. He sees kind of route concepts, and he's able to. Maybe it's not his area of the field, maybe it's not his zone, but he comes off on the play because he sees sees the whole picture, and he's able to make the big time plays, and he's rangy, he's long, and he's going to be able to cover guys. So I think he's a guy that his ceiling is extremely high. He's going to continue to learn to get better. But he's already very, very good, and he's going to be a good player for us on our defense.
How's my guy Ajabo from Michigan? Do you think we're going to see him soon, Mark? What are your 2 cents on that?
I hope so. We've heard, we've seen great things about him. I know that he's a hungry guy. Seeing him in the training room, getting ready, hopefully getting back soon and getting right. Because we need that.
Okay. So do you want to give your 2 cents on the Oklahoma season? With your new coach, everything coming up? What do you got for me there? Now, because your old coach is here in Big Ten country in Los Angeles, Mark. So what do you got for me on that? Right? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think Oklahoma is going to be good. One of my best friends, Tanner Schaefer, is a GA out there, and he says they're looking good. I'm happy about Brent Venables and what he's going to be able to do. I'm a Boomer Sooner for life. I grew up an Oklahoma fan, so I'm going to be rooting, cheering for those guys, and I think there's going to be big things ahead. I'm excited for where that? Go ahead. Are
you like the rest of the Boomer Sooners rooting against USC as well, or no? You're above that, Mark. What do you got?
I don't pay any attention to him or that program. It's whatever to me.
Mm-hmm. It's whatever to you. Now that's as critical as I think you're going to get, Mark. You're too nice a guy. I shouldn't even ask you those questions. I shouldn't drag you into my mosh pit. But okay, so you got that. Okay, you're not happy about that, but it's good. You got Venables, who obviously has a tie to the program, and now he's got his opportunity there before you go into the SEC and start teaching some people a lesson there, right? Am I right?
No doubt. Yeah, he's been around, and he's an Oklahoma guy. He's going to bring that defense, and he's seen a lot of ball. So I know everybody's excited about him in the season.
And Baker getting another shot. It looks like he's getting. Do you chat with him any time?
Yeah.
What do you got for me on
Baker's
that?
one of my boys. We chat here and there, and we're so busy during training camp. But I just know the type of person he is, that's how fiery he is. So I'm extremely excited for him and for him to be able to get that QB1 job. He's a guy that that team's going to be able to rally behind him. Play behind him, and he's going to be able to lead them. He's a fiery competitor, and maybe that's what they need.
Yeah.
So it'll be good for them. I'm excited for him.
All right, tell him I said hi, will you please? Because we follow each other. He's kind of gone into a little bit of a shell. He's kind of he's tightened the rotation. So tell him I said my best.
Focused. I will.
Yeah, he definitely is focused. I know that, and I look forward to seeing what he can do, and you as well. I always appreciate your phone calls, Mark. Send my best to everyone there in Baltimore, to Coach Harbaugh and everyone else, and let's chat during the season. Look for my calls. Always, Mark. Okay?
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You bet. You got it. That's Mark Andrews right here on The Rich Eisen Show.